we had known about YC for a long while, and we had friends do it, and they had raved about it. We committed ourselves to applying and going through the whole process as best as we possibly could.
I actually applied to Y Combinator once with another friend before I met up with Matt and Adi, and we formed Kamcord. And I think that was, for me, a very educational experience the first time doing it. I applied with my friend from Chicago, and we honestly didn't really have our act together. In hindsight, it's very obvious. But I think going through the process once really helped me understand what YC was looking for, both in an application and interview process.
One of the things I'm really happy that we did is we reached out to our friends that had gone through YC. And even if you don't know someone that went through YC, I bet you know someone that knows someone, or that you could just write a cold email to one of the companies. A lot of people have, a support at or help at email address, and you could just reach out to them and see if they'd be willing to look at your application. It takes 5, 10, 15 minutes. And one of the pieces of feedback that we got from pretty much everyone was simplify, and for each question, really just get to the answer. With that process, our application became a lot better, but we also got a lucky break. Part of that lucky break is one of our friends had just completed YC, and he was friends with someone that works at a startup that did YC a long, long time ago, and it just so happens that the CEO of that company was a part-time partner at YC. We had the opportunity to meet with this part-time partner right before YC, and that really, again, gave us a lot of confidence. And we later found out that we, really had impressed that person, and that really, I think, helped us secure our position in the next batch. But the next stage was the interview, and it's a 10-minute interview with a couple partners, and it is pretty intimidating. It's pretty stressful. We again had some of our friends really grill us, act like YC partners, and they asked us a ton of questions. We also had a Google Doc with all these questions that we anticipated them asking, and we wrote up responses. And we also really felt like we had a pretty cool demo, and it was functional. So we felt it was imperative that we find some way to show off our demo. And it's actually a challenge. And so we really made it a point to hey, take a look at our demo, here it is. And that really forced them to engage with it. And people always light up when they start using our product. We knew what each person was really good at. So, Kevin, my co-founder, he wrote the initial prototype on the client side. Adi is more of a server-side person. I am a product manager with a little bit of BD experience. And so we all knew where we fit in. And so when a question would come in, even if they were looking at me and asking me a technical, question about the client side, and how we wrote this prototype, Kevin would still answer the question. And so it's a very subtle thing, but you want to make sure that your strongest team member is answering the question that they're best suited for. They may only speak once or twice, but that's fine. So the interview wraps up, and you're just sitting there waiting, and it's a painful process because you're just waiting for this phone call or an email, and you don't really know what's going to happen. And then finally the phone call came in from Harj, and he called Kevin and let us know that we were going to be a part of the next batch. And so honestly, we were so exhausted from the whole process. We were so stressed out that I just ended up taking a nap and slept the whole night, and I didn't do anything. And then 2 days later, we moved down to the South Bay. We moved in together and just started working.